Hey, happy Monday. Thanks for joining us today. I'm meteorologist Taylor Cox, and we appreciate you jumping on for your noon forecast. All right, this morning, it feels like so long ago because I was watching those storms early this morning. We had 6 reported tornadoes this morning out in southwestern Oklahoma. We also had some really high wind reports across Texas and southern Oklahoma as well. Down to the tropics, Sara is not likely to strengthen. Okay, we've got a lot of shear for Sara. After going over the Yucatan Peninsula, the remnants of Sara are just kind of out in the Gulf, and we're not expecting a ton from this, maybe some rain over the next week for the Gulf states. But other than that, what we're really watching for is a big cool down as we head into the work week, okay, right before Thanksgiving. It's really going to feel like winter out there. Okay, let's talk about last night. Look into southwestern Oklahoma. Here were some of our biggest storms in this area. You can see that we had our severe thunderstorm watch, then our tornado watch, and there are your tornadoes. There are your high wind reports as well. As we mentioned yesterday on our Facebook, Twitter pages as well, we talked about how the wind risk was going to be the biggest thing here. That hail risk, very small. We only got one hail report yesterday from what I can see. That tornado risk was also going to be something to watch out for, and that's exactly what we saw. We saw a few spin-up tornadoes. You can see there in southwestern Oklahoma. I think a few of those were confirmed as well. And then we continued to see some high wind reports across central Oklahoma through the early morning hours, right around or shortly before your morning commute. And then these slowly started to weaken as they moved off to the east. But it did bring us some really good soaking rainfall totals, okay? We need the rain here in Oklahoma. However, we are at record-breaking numbers for November rainfall here in Oklahoma, and we're just adding to that record-breaking number. So it's definitely a wet November out there. Temperatures right now are above average here in Oklahoma. It feels amazing outside today. Don't get used to it. It's going to be colder as we head into the end of the work week. We are going to see those temperatures cool down significantly. It's going to feel like winter weather out there. But for now, what we're watching for is this cool front, if you will, slowly track across the eastern side of Oklahoma. And then you can kind of see this warm front extend right there into Louisiana. We're going to get some storms out in Louisiana and into some of our Gulf states later on today. And we'll talk about that here in just a few minutes. Out to the north and east, we are dry right now. Down to the south and east, dry as well. We still have a few showers and storms coming off of the Pacific West Coast right there, but other than that, pretty dry across the four corners as well. It's really the plains that we are watching for all of those showers and storms and wet weather today. Temperatures are in the 60s, 61 in Oklahoma City, 67 in Dallas. We've got the 50s out in Denver, so a little bit cooler as you head to the north and west as well. Okay, here's your future radar. We're watching for some of these showers and storms further down to the south later on today that are going to pulse up later on this afternoon and evening. Okay, here's your severe risk. That right there is what we are watching for through some of our Mississippi River states. Just going up to the north from Louisiana there. That's what we're watching for mainly wind and that tornado risk. The hail risk today is very small. So let's go through some of the risks here. We have that tornado risk from Shreveport to Alexandria, Louisiana, down to New Orleans. Okay, we've got that level 2 highlighted in yellow, that level 1 highlighted in green, and you can actually see how far that extends up into Arkansas. Now, I think that this Texas and Oklahoma risk is going to go down very soon, if not already, okay? Because we have those storms just kind of hugging the Oklahoma-Arkansas state line right now. So that means a good portion of Oklahoma is already out of that risk. You can kind of shave that off right on the western side of that risk right there. Now your wind risk, very similar. It's really going to focus on Louisiana right here, but it does go up a little bit farther to the north. I don't know if we have, there you go. Going up to the north, it's a very low chance for places like Little Rock or Springfield to also get some of those stronger storms. I think most of these storms are going to stay non-severe. Could we have a minor wind gust or two that kind of pushes it over that severe threshold, 58 miles an hour plus? Yeah, it's possible, but I think that these are going to stay right around the low 60s range. If anything at all, it's going to be those storms further down to the south that you really have to keep an eye on today. Alrighty, taking a look at that main severe weather risk today, as I mentioned, it's going to be that wind risk Tornado risk is in the medium category. It's that level 2 out in Louisiana. Flooding risk as well is something that you're going to watch out for, but the hail risk is very, very low today. Okay, there's your flood risk. Louisiana into Mississippi. That's what we're watching for today. It's a level 2. That means ponding on roadways. However, big traffic troubles, closed down roads, probably not happening here. What we're really watching for are those places in your neighborhood that always tend to flood. That is where you're going to be watching for the water issues today, right? But you know the drill here. You guys know. Turn around, don't drown, right? Okay, let's take a look at Sara. This is the remnants of Sara, I think, right now. What we saw through the weekend is Sara just kind of meandered in the Caribbean, finally crossing the Yucatan Peninsula here, just barely on the peninsula, and now we are in the Gulf. We are not expected to see this cause too much other troubles here, okay? This is going to kind of go into the Gulf and then maybe bring some rain to some of our Gulf states. But for the most part, we are not seeing anything that's going to cause tropical troubles, okay? We're going to see a little bit of rain, but I'm not expecting this to be a tropical storm or a hurricane, which is great news. We've seen enough hurricanes in Florida this year. Okay, let's take a look at your temperatures. We're in the 60s for this evening here in Oklahoma, way above average this year. Temperatures are a little bit cooler farther out to the west, and then of course warmer as you head farther to the east. Now temperatures are going to plummet. Ooh, look at that. Did you see all those blues and some of the pinks start to move in here as we head into the middle to later portion of the work week? Okay, that's whenever your temperatures are going to start to dip into those more January-like temperatures. Okay, it's going to feel more like winter weather as we head into Thursday and Friday. Look at our highs on Thursday and Friday, mid to upper 50s, okay? A little bit more average for this time of the year, maybe a bit below average here. This may be the time where a few people, especially farther up to the north, need to start covering those outdoor plants and protecting them from the freeze and the frost. Alrighty, what about that 4-letter S word? You know what I'm talking about, snow. What about the snow, okay? We have colder temperatures all through the plains. Really where we're going to see the best below cold temperatures are going to be farther down to Texas and Oklahoma. Snow is going to be farther up to the north. You can kind of see it start to spread into other places. It hasn't been yet this season, okay? We're talking about some of our northern plains. Going to get a good dusting, maybe even up to an inch or two. Maybe even more than that in the far northern side of South Dakota. Now a few models, this model isn't showing it, but a few models want to bring snow into Kansas. So we're going to have to wait a few days until we get more information on this, but it is possible. Temperatures are going to be pretty cold that we could try to see a little bit of that winter weather moving into more of our middle to southern states. Is there snow for Oklahoma? I really doubt it. But it's possible to get that more into Kansas. And I mean, look, Illinois, we've got a bunch of our Midwestern states trying to get some snow in here as well. So yes, it's more like winter weather. It's more like that seasonal weather we are used to seeing this time of the year. The 70s are not going to stick around for too much longer. But enjoy the nice weather today. We had that rain this morning. I think that that's going to clear out this afternoon, and then we are going to be a lot drier and nicer today. Don't forget to put, we've got some drier and cooler temperatures coming later on this week. So what are you going to need to do? Put lotion on your hands. You're going to start to see those drier conditions really start to impact your knuckles and start to really dry you out as well. Okay, follow us. We're going to be following all of these showers and storms in Louisiana today. So we'll be posting about it on our Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, and TikTok pages. You can also give us a call if you're interested in one of those hail, wind, or tornado maps that we mapped last night across Texas and Oklahoma. Our meteorologists are around 24/7 and they are mapping those storms. So if you're interested in one of those maps, give us a call at 855-334-4245 or even email us at info@hailtrace.com. You can also head over to our website for more information at hailtrace.com. All right, thanks for joining us today. We'll see you back here, same time, same place tomorrow.